Oh, we were gonna watch this. Dude, this is crazy. Peach, people lie about so much,
About what?
about everything. They just lie.
Some people are pathological liars.
No, it's not that. It's lying to fit an agenda. Have you heard about the idea that COVID-19 comes from like a bioweapons or a biolab in China?
No.
It's like,
I've heard people be like, oh, like China made this. And it's like, okay,
dude, it's like
why?
these conspiracy theories are like a house of cards. It's insane.
Who's going to make this?
Like the original claim made by this is that like a bunch of researchers complained about getting like bat urine and blood splashed all over them at this unsecure biolab, and then a virus leaked out. There are confirmed reports of them complaining about feeling sick, all of them isolated and self-quarantined. The virus leaked from the lab, and that's where it actually came from. But like every single one of these claims is just a little bit not true. So for instance, it wasn't multiple researchers, it was one researcher. They said they had bat blood and urine on them, but it happened one time. It didn't happen in a lab, it happened outside of a lab when they were collecting samples. It didn't happen recently, it happened in 2012. It wasn't a team of people that leaked a virus, it was one person that self-quarantined but was never sick. Like it's like a whole bunch of things, and all of them are like a little bit wrong, but they all like get combined together to make these crazy experiences. Like holy shit, what the
More than a little bit wrong.
well, like, yeah, but like, well, like any one of these, if it was just one of these things being a little bit off, then maybe, but it's like every little thing is like a little bit off, and it just makes this crazy grand conspiracy, and it's like all of it together, collectively, is so wrong. Oh my God. Watch the full
Yeah.
video? I did last night. We'll watch it sometime. Maybe tomorrow.
It's like telling lies that have like one tiny kind of semblance of truth.
Yeah.
It makes it more like easy to believe and more convincing, but like
People do that shit
thanks.
to me a lot. Where like I see when people make up stories about me online, I can see the threads that they're drawing from. So like for instance, so like here's 3 different things that I've been involved in my life, okay? In one thing, there was a girl that I sexted that I called ugly. It was really bad, really dumb, and she got mad at me and leaked my dick online. There was a comment that I made like 10 years ago where I was like, you have to be careful when you go to esports events because there are like 15-year-old girls that look like they're 18 that'll like try to fuck you and shit, and you can't tell. They look like hot 18-year-old girls. You have no idea. And then in a debate that I had against a guy called Amos E, when I was defending the idea of age of consent, he asked me a question about child porn. He's like, well, could there ever be a good use for child porn? And my response was, I think I'd heard once that like some researchers think you might be able to incorporate like prior made child porn into some therapy. So
I'm
that,
aware of that too. I've
yeah.
watched your debates on it.
Okay, yeah. So like these 3 things taken collectively, okay? I've seen people write stories about me where they're like, oh yeah, Destiny cheated on his girlfriend with a 15-year-old girl that he met in an esports match, and he was sharing child porn of that girl with a bunch of people on his esports team, and that's why he got kicked off. And then when the other girl found out, she leaked his dick online. It's like I see like I can see like where all of the different like stories are coming from, but when they're put together at the end, it's like this insane fucking shit. It's like, wait, this is like so not true at all. Oh my God.
They're purposefully fabricating it. Like it can't be an accident.
I don't know if it's well. It's like a big game of telephone. That's the problem. So, like for instance, you hear like, oh, Destiny like traded nudes with some girl one time. They got mad at him, and Destiny defended child porn. I bet that girl was underage, and like it kind of makes sense if you only hear like bits and pieces. So like a story is like pretty believable. Like yeah, Destiny would be fucking minors, I guess, or whatever. And it's like, oh God, it's so obnoxious.
Hi.
Hi, thanks for the sub.
That sounds like cancerous to deal with.
Yeah, a little bit. Some of the story, I remember, I think I got into an argument with some guy. He didn't know it was me that he was talking about, but I think I showed up at a threat. I wish I could remember this on Reddit. Somebody might be able to find this. I hope, I might be misquoting this wrong, but I think he started like, he wove this huge tale about me. And I showed him, I was like, wow, really? That happened? Like,
Cringe, bro.
how old was that girl? Like, that sounds crazy. He's like, yeah, that girl's like 15. I was like, wow, really? She was 15? And he threatened to get her kicked out of college? Wait, but that doesn't make sense. Like, she was only 15, right? How does that work? He's like, oh, well, I think that there were 2 different girls. And like, this guy just like goes on and on. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? So stupid. Holy shit.
Yeah. After a while, it must like turn into a game of broken telephone.
Yeah.
Because like the first people who like purposefully mischaracterize things, like obviously they're like they're doing it on purpose, but then the people that hear that, if they believe it, then they actually genuinely believe
Yeah.
what they've said.
Yeah, and that's the annoying thing is those bad faith this is why, so like now on, my go-to is if somebody makes up a lie about me, I'm adding them to like a sex offender rapist list, and I'm gonna say these are people that I know are sex offenders, rapists. I'm gonna do that until people stop doing it to me, because it's honest to God, it's so fucking obnoxious. So like the head moderator of Hassan's subreddit, and I think he mods or posts in a couple other lefty subreddits, is posting on Reddits that I led like a doc squad against Joshua's transgender comms director or whatever. This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. I would never fucking do this. And it's like, it's so frustrating because I don't care that he's lying. What I care about is that other people are going to hear it, and then in the future, people are going to repeat that attack against me, because people have done that, where they repeat attacks against me that I know they've heard from others, but it's not even remotely true. Like a lot of lefties online say shit like, oh, Destiny, I know that guy. He defends child porn all the time. It's like, no, I don't. What the fuck? What kind of stupid fucking idea do you have about me? But like, I know that they're not saying because they're making up lies about me. It's because they've heard this before from enough people that it seems true. And it's like, okay, well, that's fucking amazing. Thanks.
Did the subreddit mod person, did they apologize?
No, no one ever apologizes for me. I'm like less than human to these people. I'm just like a fucking whipping pole or whatever for them to just like throw whatever crazy shit at me about.
Do you think that just happens more often when you're like more of a public figure, or when you're like, you have more of an audience, people just...
Yeah, especially like if you get into politics, and if you like to fight with people. Like, I like to go into communities that disagree with me and like stir shit, so of course he'll get more of that. I wish that like, I remember I said this like 10 years ago when I started, no, it was probably like 4 or 5 years ago, I should say. When I started to do like debate more seriously, I knew that I'd want to debate when we would have a debate with somebody and I would look at their fan comments about me, and all of the comments were about how I was like a pedophile, rapist, midget, fuck, murderer, or whatever. And I knew that I'd won the debate because if I was wrong about anything, they would be spamming all the shit I was wrong about, but instead it's all just stupid ad homs. So like, that's kind of like the mentality that I take. So when people start like making up shit about me, it's because they knew that they have nothing else to make fun of me for. But I guess now it's just kind of annoying because people unironically believe it, and it's just frustrating as fuck.
And it sounds really difficult to correct.
It's impossible to correct. You can't.
Like
yeah. I call this
wild public perception.
Yeah, I call this the lose trifecta, because you have 3 options and all of them are losing options. The first option is to say nothing and you let it fester and grow and grow and grow, which sucks. The second option is that you try to combat it and you speak out against it, but the problem with this is that you're never going to be able to speak out against all of it. The denial of it makes you seem guilty, and if you say anything even slightly incorrect while combating it that you trip up on or get something wrong on, people are going to assume instantly you're guilty because you lied about something related to it. They'll assume that you were lying maliciously. And then the third option is like, when it comes to like people like leaking personal shit, like, oh, like how old is this person, blah 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 blah, like I could like start doxing like other people, like, oh no, like Nicole, that one girl, by the way, she's like my age, like here's her information, go blah blah. But now you're like leaking even more personal information for people to attack you with, and then it's like you're losing in that way too, because now they've got more stuff that they can use on you. So it's like there's no good way to deal with like bad faith actors online that are attacking you over shit.
That's so sucky.
Yeah, it's pretty annoying. It's especially annoying when the people that do these accusations against me are like all like rapists and serial sex offenders. That's the most frustrating part.
True. Do you think that giving them like a taste of their own medicine will like genuinely stop people?
The problem is that like,
because I don't even think it would have the same effect.
it would if I were to go hard on people. Like, I know that there are like legitimately people that I could like probably have killed themselves if I were to like direct my communities in the way that they do to me, because I know a lot of these people have like a lot of serious mental problems and shit and deal with a lot of, but like I don't want to go that low on someone. Like I don't want to, like I don't feel good if somebody offs themselves because of like some bullying and shit that I do. So like it's hard for me because I don't want to fight back in that way where like I'm trying to like dig into like rumors, and like people always give me like, oh, well, here are these rumors about this person or that person, like maybe you could hit on this. It's like, well, I don't want to like go into the dirt on that shit, but like, man, dude, other people, they'll do it to me in a fucking heartbeat, dude. As soon as me and Hassan had that disagreement on the Kamala Harris, he went right into the like, oh, you just use dirty debate tactics, like, oh, you're not even a real debater, like you just do this shit to win arguments, oh, you don't actually believe any of this shit, you're disingenuous, blah, blah. I was like, oh, okay, like whatever, dude. Yeah, I don't know. People like will go nuclear on me as soon as they feel threatened or whatever. It's really stupid. The Ben Shapiro of the left, yeah.
I think that that's probably like the frustrating thing about taking the high road on issues, that like other people just won't, and so you're literally taking the high road. Like,
it's not. I don't like to consider it taking the high road. I don't get enjoyment out of that. I want credit for Joshua. Okay. I want to say that I ended his campaign run. Please let me have this, guys.